Welcome back everyone, it's Panda Design, and in today's video I'll be turning some of your favorite YouTubers into their favorite fictional characters. So I started by asking ChatGPT who is Mr. Beast's favorite fictional character because Google wouldn't give me an answer. And not to my surprise, ChatGPT wasn't any better either. Each time I hit submit, it gave me a totally different answer. So I decided to go with Naruto for Mr. Beast. I started by creating some rough sketches of Mr. Beast as Naruto using some of his photos that I stole from his Instagram, and then I decided on this one because its silhouette looks very good and dynamic. After that I brought it into Photoshop and a lot of different assets that I would need to use. I started by cutting out Mr. Beast from the background. Then I placed one of the cosplayer's shirt on Mr. Beast's shirt and masked it out accordingly. I placed different parts of the shirt separately, like the sleeve here. I painted over some of the rest areas for which I couldn't find any asset image. After adding a lot of random images and painting over, the shirt was somewhat done. Now for the color, I had initially downloaded this image to use as a headband, but later I thought it could be used as a good color as well. So I cut it out, placed it in a position and duplicated, warped and liquefied to make it fit. After that I changed the color of the top part of the shirt and the sleeve of the shirt. I also created a zipline in the middle using pen tool. For the bottom part of the shirt, I couldn't find any image, so I just created a shape using pen tool and colored it. After that, I fixed the color of the pant and the collar as well. Now it was time for the headband and hair, so I cut them out from these cosplayers' images and placed them accordingly. I had to use multiple headband images to make it fit, and the logo was not in the center, so I cut it out and placed it in the center as well. Then I duplicated the hair and placed it inverted on the headband so that his bangs are falling on the two sides of the headband. After that I added one more accessory on his left arm according to the reference. After that I painted some contact shadows of the hair falling on the headband and some contact shadows on his face and hands from the clothes. And then I retouched his whole skin. And at last I painted the strings of the headband and changed the color of the headband as well. After that I added a background, did some adjustments and painted some highlights on the character coming from the background. Once the highlights were done, I did a final camera raw filter and here's the results. So now the second YouTuber is Airac, and for his character I decided on Harry Potter from Harry Potter. I got this very good image from his Instagram and I created a rough sketch first. Then I brought the image in Photoshop and cut him out from the background. After that I brought in all the stock images that I needed. Then I created some shapes under his feet for him to sit on as a placeholder. After that I replaced his shirt and tie to a Harry Potter one. For the sweater I had this image which has round neck, but Harry Potter's sweater has V-neck, so I did some transformation and turned it into V-neck sweater, and then I placed it into position and added some contact shadows to make it look more real. After that I turned his entire suit into black and white. Then I replaced his collars from the Harry Potter one. After that I started painting over roughly on his suit to make it look like the Harry Potter's dress. Then I placed an image of wand into one of his resting hands. Now I cut out glasses from one of the Harry Potter's images and placed it on Airac's eyes. After that I started painting the dress more precisely and in more detailed manner. Once I was done painting the dress, I turned the shoes into black as well. Then I created some shapes behind him where his head will rest. After that, I refined the dress a little bit more. Now the dress part was mostly done, so I started retouching his skin and painted some contact shadows for the glasses and made the scar on his forehead more refined. After that, I fixed the color of his collar and sweater and did some adjustment on the wand as well. Then I added some glowing textures on the shapes that I had created. Now everything was coming into place, but it was starting to look a little bit off because all the weight was on the right side, so I duplicated one of the shapes from the right side and brought it to left side and blurred it as a foreground element. After that, I painted some contact shadows on the shapes, and then it was time for the highlights. Once I was done with the highlights, I added a final camera raw filter, and here's the result. Yeah, so the video ends here. Thanks for watching this part. I wanted to do more YouTubers, but honestly I couldn't find the favorite characters of other YouTubers, so forgive me for that.